Greetings, Facebook family. It's Mama Kathy again this evening. I'm wanting to share before I shut it down the things that have been on my heart and mind this day. The other day I posted something that said that your thoughts are the only thing that you can rule. They are your kingdom. Many of you know that I am a student of A Course in Miracles, and that was one of the things I've walked away with the first time I went through, which was my thoughts are the thing that I can rule, that which I can control. And I have chosen this period of time where many of us can be motivated by fear, to be motivated by love, and to be motivated by peace. And so the way that I do that is control my thoughts, harness those bad boys, I think is what I said. And I wanted to share a song that has been with me all morning long, and many of you have heard it. It's often sung in the Unity churches, and it's written by a man, I think his name is Eric Hansen, but it goes like this. It's all about your thoughts. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. I love that song. As I was thinking about it this morning, I remembered a man I used to work with in the corporate world, because that was a part of my history. And he was a substantially wealthy man, and he and his wife had a second child, and it was a little girl. And he came back to work, and he told me as soon as she came home from the hospital, he took her in his arms and he lifted her to the mantle in their living room. And he said to her, "Sweetheart, you are a princess and this is your kingdom. You rule all of this." What he was telling this little girl was that the world within which she lived, she could rule. I thought that was interesting. I never heard anyone say that to me as a little person. But as I matured, I realized that it wasn't so much about the material world, I don't think, but he wanted her to have a mindset that she could control her environment. I would say that we can control one environment, and that is ourself. What we think, how we feel, the emotions that rise up within us. And it starts with our thoughts. How many of you were tired of getting up and going to work every day, seeing the same people, putting on the same uniform, driving the same route, the same bus, the same subway, doing the same thing every day? How many of you? I know quite a few of my clients were tired of the rut. Well, this is a time when you get to change that up and get out of the rut and start to take charge of your life. If you're not going out and, as some folks say, meeting the man, but you're not going out in the day-to-day gig, when you're at home, do some things that will help keep your vibration up, make you feel better, and take time out, check in periodically, see what you're feeling. If you're feeling fear, look at what you're afraid of and take that fear and kind of transform it into love, into peace for me, because I'm always trying to find peace someplace, somewhere, somehow. And the way to that is through love, which is God. So that's my rumination for today about controlling your thoughts. Because as you control your thoughts, you will be able to control whatever emotion is coming up. So if you're feeling fear and you're feeling anxiety, it's normal. It's natural. I think for many of us, this is like the World War III. It was unexpected. It happened. We don't know when it's going to end. We know we're all going to come out differently. On the front line, the soldiers are the healthcare workers versus those on the battlefield across the seas or even in this own country. But they're the healthcare workers, and other people, the grocery store workers, those on the front lines. This is war, But how do we counter war? We counter war with love, We're looking for the ultimate, which is peace. So, again, sing with me if you can. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Good night and be at peace. See you tomorrow.